Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Today's video, we're going to be looking at a CRESCENT tool tote. This is the 14-inch Tradesman open bag. You can see that right there on the tag. And this is not my tote. I recently made a post about the CRESCENT Sight Runner was going to be on sale for $209, and you got this bag for free if you purchased it. So I bought it for my buddy. So this is actually going to be his tote, but I told him I was going to make a video for it before I brought it to him, because at that $60 price tag, that's what it is, normal price on Acme Tools. I think it's a little bit cheaper on Lowe's, so you might want to check the description and go to all the links and see which one's the cheapest for you. But at 60 bucks, it's definitely a lot cheaper than going and buying a Vito. But I'm going to go ahead and say up front as I get through this, this is not a Vito quality tote in my opinion, but it shouldn't be. At 60 bucks, it's not going to really compare, but I'm going to go over the features that it has. I've got some tools laid out here that I'm going to throw in some of the pockets and stuff like that, just to give you an idea of, hey, maybe I can fit my tools in here. You can kind of say I use something that's a similar size of this that fit in that pocket, so I should be able to use mine there as well. So again, the goal behind this video is just to show you the features of this, show you what might fit in it in case it's a good fit for you, and then hopefully you can make the decision on if this is a tote that you want to look into. But let's go ahead and jump into its features. We'll start out first with dimensions. I'm assuming the 14-inch on the tool bag is talking about this way because that's the closest measurement. It's actually a little bit more than 14 inches in my opinion as far as outside to outside, but it's less than 14 if you actually measure the base. It's like 13 inches at the base. So I'm assuming the 14 inches this way. Height, you're looking at about 15 inches with that handle. And then the bag itself is, right around 11 and a half. And that handle isn't like movable. It's not one of those where you can kind of tilt it forward or back to, it has to be in that position. So you're definitely going to have that 15 inches as far as the space to fit it into. Have one pocket out here on the outside. And then if we flip it over to this side, you've got three smaller pockets, two that are a little bit wider for maybe like a non-contact voltage tester or something, which I'll show you in a minute. This back side over here just has a logo, no pockets or anything here. Those aren't like unstitched to where you can slide something through there either. It does have a hard bottom base. This side over here, tape measure clip, and then also two pockets a little bit bigger as well. Up here on the handle, you do have like a foam grip. Not crazy good, but it's definitely like something there. I can see that tearing up easy over time. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off to kind of get this out of the way. Try not to tear it up too bad in case I put it back on for my buddy. So I'm trying not to dig into it. I can also get you the part number here. I think it's CTB1410N. So if we get into this, you've also got two D-rings over here. They do provide you with a strap that is a little bit adjustable. Snap it on. It's not a crazy good strap, but I guess it is a strap. And then you can slide this and adjust this as far as the location that you want your little shoulder, little padded piece. Not a ton of pad right there either. And then you get into the inside of it. Let's go ahead and check the inside dimensions this way. It's hard to get an overall, but I'm going to say 8 inches is where we're at. This side is also lower on the outside, lower this way than what this is, so you got a little bit more access as far as seeing in here, which you've also got more pockets. So there's 3 pockets here, 2 pockets in front of that, and then it goes back to 3 pockets. It's a little bit lower, and then you got like 4 or 5 smaller pockets down inside of there. They all are like pass through. Like I could come through the bottom of any of them and bring my finger up through, so they just go down to the bottom. All of them are open, so if you put something in there, there's a slight chance, like if you put something that was loose, it's going to roll out into the bottom. And that's on both sides. Like both sides are open all the way to the bottom. So like you can see my hand go through right there. This side over here, you just have 3 really big pockets, but on both sides you still have a lot of extra space outside of the pockets to fit things in. So I was going to show you like an M18 drill. If you want to put that face down, there's where the battery comes to on that. And then if you want to put it, drill head up, or tool head up, I guess, not drill head. My spider pin's catching on stuff. You can kind of see how that fits in there. That's an M18. Here's an M12. Easily falls down in there. M12 this way. Falls down in there as well. Or if you want to come over maybe with an M12 on this big pocket side, you could probably even put one in that to keep it from sliding around. and hold it like that if you wanted to run M12. So 3 over here, that's pretty decent size pockets, but then again, you're still getting a lot of room. So let's go ahead and check out side pockets and stuff for tools. I'm gonna take this strap back off so that's not in the way. So obviously this side, you've got a tape measure clip. Slide a tape measure on. That does block these 2 little side pockets a little bit, but you can still fit like here's a 180 Cobra. You could put that down inside of there, or if you want to put a knife, fastback, both of those kind of fit in those pockets. So that's the kind of size tool, width-wise and then, you know, height-wise, that you can fit in there. Here's a 180 Cobra. It's down in there, but not sticking up past the top of the tool bag. Front side out here, same thing. You could probably clip a knife on the outside. Let's see if we flip it around to the inside. There's a pair of 180 Cobras. Here's a non-contact voltage tester. That doesn't extend out very much. It's a pretty tight pocket, so whatever you'd want to put in there would be some small stuff. And then if you come over to this side, this is pretty much small bits. Like here is a 1/4 inch 5/16 flip socket with I think it's a 3.5 inch shaft. Yeah, 3.5 inches on that shaft. You can put that in these, and that's not bottoming out. You could go a little bit longer. So if you've got some bits or something like that that you want to keep inside of there, or pencil, be a good fit probably as well. Pencil, you could probably fit Sharpies. And these, I don't know if it'd fit in here. Maybe if you stretch that out, eventually you could. A Sharpie's going to pretty much have to go into this side. So that's kind of what you're looking at for these whole pockets. Bits, pencils, pens. Here's a non-contact voltage tester that fits in that one right there. And here is a shorter screwdriver. So this is a shorter length, like a 80 instead of a 100. You could put something like that in there as well, and that's okay. So that's what's pretty much that side and that side. Now we get into the actual things up here. So here is a pair of 12-inch Klein quick adjust pliers. I'm going to put them in this big pocket just to see how the height comes out. So there's a 12-inch pair of pliers, still not sticking up past the handle as far as the depth goes. Here's a pair of 250s, which is a pair of 10-inch on the twin grips. We'll put that in the middle. You can also move it down to this one. Move it down to there. You've got probably a little bit too much tool hanging out in the 3rd row down. So probably the top 2 rows, 12-inch, 10-inch type pliers. And then you could come in that 3rd row maybe with a pair of 180 style. So you can kind of see right there, hopefully. 3rd row down's more around the 180 range. Same thing with screwdriver. So here is a 100 length. You can put that in there and it goes all the way down in, versus that 1st row, if you put that shorter, kind of goes down too far, the 80. So we'll go on down to this row for that. I don't know if I've got some that are any longer. Let me look real fast. Yeah, here's a couple nut drivers that are right around 10 inches in length for screwdrivers, just to give you an idea on the handles. So those go all the way down in, but they're a little bit loose. So I don't normally run really long screwdrivers. So to me, this is the size I typically run. Those fit in pretty much that pocket. The next row down's good. The next row down's a little bit not okay. So pretty much the top 2 rows. And then once you get down into these bottom pockets down here, they're all pretty short. I don't know. It's hard for me to get that on camera probably. Let's see if I flip it this way. See if I can get the lighting a little better. These are all fairly short, so you're going to be clipping, you know, stuff like flashlights maybe. You could fit other little small pliers, adjustable wrenches, and things like that. But so basically, hand tools wise, you've got room for some 12 to 10 inch. You've got room for some 7 1/4 stuff as far as pliers goes, or down to an 80 on the screwdrivers. And then you also got room for probably a little bit smaller pairs of pliers and things like that in the bottom as well. Big side over here, I mean, it's just big old pockets. Again, an M12 drill fits in one of them, to give you an idea. Anything else would be like something maybe like a speed square or whatever else. And my probably idea would be I wouldn't even use those, and I just use this whole side for like some kind of big tools, like whether it's my drills, hammers, whatever else. This side, hand tools on that other side. Now that is not removable. I thought maybe it was at first. You can. All this stuff is just Velcroed in to the bottom and the sides, except for up here, there are a couple rivets that are kind of holding it up here at the top that you'd have to figure out how to get it off of there if you wanted to remove the whole thing and just kind of use it like a, you know, open tote type of thing. But again, at 60 bucks, is it that bad? No. Is it a veto? Absolutely not, in my opinion. Like, definitely nowhere close to the same. Like, I had a Veto OTMC. One of my first Veto bags was kind of very similar to this. It at least had a strap here, so you can kind of move that strap if you want to. It had that middle row that you could stick some little canisters in. All the pockets were much better as far as the feel and all that kind of stuff. But it also came in at, you know, probably close to $200 or something whenever I bought it. It definitely wasn't 60. So if you want a budget tool tote that's open tote, maybe you have a certain job that you want to use a open tote on and you normally run closed bags and you just kind of want to set something up for a specific thing, maybe this is a good fit for that as well. But again, I just wanted to show it to you in case it was something that you were interested in. I'm not going to use this ever because it's not mine. I'm going to go give it to my buddy, but I wanted to give you guys the dimensions, kind of the pocket layout, show you some tools in it, and then hopefully that will help you a little bit if it's something that you've been looking into. But let me know in the comments below what you think about this tote. If you have this tote, give us your feedback on it. That's more important. You've actually been using it for some time. Drop your comments in the comment section below of what you like about it, what you don't like about it. That's very helpful, but hopefully this helps out in some way. As always, you guys stay safe, have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video.